Good morning. Today is, let me see, April 23rd, Sunday, April 23rd. I'm up early because I have a gardening event I had to attend at 1, and I'm sitting in the corner of my bathroom because I have piles of clothes to wash everywhere. So, sorry, this is probably like the cleanest spot. Um, so, yesterday I had mentioned in my video that I may have had to take my mom to the doctor, which I ended up taking her to the doctor. She went to the restroom yesterday and had a little blood in her urine. It wasn't a lot. Situation like this occurred back in 2018, and she's on kidney dialysis. So she wasn't in any pain or anything, but we wanted to. She wanted to go get checked out because it bothered her. Excuse me. It's early, and this always happens early in the morning. So my mother belongs to a medical group that I cannot stand. I can't stand the medical group. In fact, 5 years before she retired, I said, "Why don't you try a PPO for a year or two before you retire?" Because she worked for a government entity, and when she retired, the medical that you have is what you stick with. It stays cheaper, whatever agreement they have. A lot of people, especially I notice a lot of Black people in California have this particular medical group. I have a lot of family members that have this medical group. I can't stand them. They love. I'm gonna say it. I'm about to get a little racial. They love Black dollars, but they don't like Black people. Okay. Um, I think the last time I had this particular medical group was back in 2009, I'm going to say. And I was having some serious female problems. And I was literally going to the doctor every other month for 2 years, every other month for 2 years. And the last doctor I saw with them, because I had gained so much weight, basically I was having some hormonal issues like I had never had before. And the last doctor I said, I'm having these problems. Could you please send me to a specialist? I'm in pain. And he looked at me, he looked at my skin, and he said, "You're just fat. You're just fat and you just need to lose weight." And I looked at him, and I could have went off, but I said, "Thank you. Thank you so much." And he said, "Well, what did I do?" Excuse me. I said, "You just convinced me to switch to Blue Cross and get a PPO." And he looked at me. I said, "Yeah, you just cost your corporation a patient. You just cost them some money." And he goes, well, let me look at you. I said, "Don't you put your hands on me. Don't you put your hands on me." And I switched to Blue Cross. And now I use Loma Linda University Hospital. I'm going to put it out there. That was the best decision I ever made. When I went to see the doctor, she could tell I was serious. I had all this paperwork, and she put the paperwork to the side. And she said, "I could tell that this is bothering you, and I'm going to send you to a specialist." Sent me to a specialist. I ended up with a doctor that had been a nurse for 25 years and went back to school to get her MD in gynecology and obstetrics. And she was like, I end up having 5 fibroids, and she removed 4. And then 2 years later, I went back to my um, general doctor. She said, "Your neck looks funny," which my neck still looks funny. And I go, "Because I'm overweight?" She goes, "No." She said, "I think it's your thyroid." Right away. Right away. Went back. She referred me to a thyroid doctor, an ENT, fantastic doctor. Had surgery, had the left side of my thyroid taken out. I ended up with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is PCOS. I had a partial thyroidectomy. I had an enlarged uterus. I wasn't having regular cycles. Still don't have regular cycles. And it's just never smoked, never drank, never do anything. But it's just that we're all imperfect, and my body decided to do a 180 on me. And my doctors told me, had I not took control of the situation and switched, I probably would have had a hysterectomy, because my situation was so severe. So back to my mom. So I took her to this hospital, urgent care. Everybody was nice at the check-in, checked in. Tell us, go sit down. Said, okay. Go sit down. This is before 11 a.m. yesterday. I'm going to say around 10:30, 10:45. Go sit down, see other patients coming in, going in. Coming in, going in. Hour passes by. I told my mom, I said, do you want me to talk to the nurse? I don't like talking to these people because they make me act like an NIGGER when I go in there. When I go in there, they make me cut up. I know they have a note on my mother's file saying the daughter's ignorant. I'm an educated woman, but they make you go there. If you're Black, you understand what I'm saying. They make you go there. I said, Mom, why don't you go talk to the nurse so they don't call the police on me? She go talk to the nurse, and the nurse said, well, I'm gonna need your card. The K card. We're gonna call it the K card. She gives her the card. The lady comes back and said, well, you're not gonna be seen until 2:00. They have you at 2:00. What the Frankenstein, okay? What the Frankenstein? You know what I really said, but what the Frankenstein? I said, oh, hell no. And then there was a white lady, okay? White lady sitting there coughing, and she looked at me. She said, they treat people like SH. And I said, you right. She's sitting there coughing. I said, oh, H, no. Get her stuff. And I have my computer bag with me because when my mom goes to the hospital, I know I got my computer bag. I got movies saved on my computer. I know it's going to be a trip. It's going to be a trip, especially if she peed out some blood. I go to the checkout. I said, why did they just tell my mom she's not going to be seen to 2:00? Mind you, there's people in line behind us when we get to the checkout. I just walked up there. What I said, we're in urgent care. And the nurse just told my mom they're not going to see her at 2:00. Mind you, it's like going on 12. We supposed to sit there for another 2 hours. You got us effed up. So the lady said, well, let me check and see. And, well, your provider went on lunch. What do you mean provider? You are our provider. You go to urgent care, you're supposed to see any doctor you want. In fact, you guys have the right. Oh, you have blood in your urine? While you're waiting on this doctor, we're going to take a urine sample. They ain't took my mom's blood pressure. They ain't did nothing. I said, when we came here, you guys just said, you're checked in. Go have a seat over there. She said, well, they're supposed to tell you it's a 2 to 3 hour wait. I said, there were people in line before us. You didn't tell them it was a 2 to 3 hour wait. You didn't tell them that. Well, your provider. I said, what provider? I said, what are you talking about? You are our provider. This is an HMO that makes a lot of money off of a lot of Black people. I got issues. I had to walk out. I said, Mom, I'll meet you outside. I told him, I said, you don't understand how Sue happy I am. This is my mother. I am her caregiver. I am her advocate. And for those of you who don't know, when you got a problem with a hospital, you use that A word. I am her advocate. They don't care if you're her child. They don't care. or his child, if it's your father, your uncle, I'm her advocate. You gonna fix it. We finna have a problem. Every time I go to this hospital, I know many individuals that work for this hospital. Every time I go to this hospital, it's a problem. You shouldn't have a problem. I shouldn't have to act like an NIGGR every time I take my mama in to the hospital. I understand crap happens. When I go to Loma Linda, this rarely ever happens. Ever. I've had maybe in the last, I'll say, can't even get my time right, 12, 15 years of being with Loma Linda. I may have had an issue once. One time. My mother took me to ER because I couldn't hardly breathe. I had this GERD. I have asthma. It's called irritable larynx syndrome. Took me in to ER. They couldn't see me right away, but they gave me breathing stuff. The guy came over every 15 minutes. He's like, your lungs look clear, but we can tell you're having a hard time. We're going to try to get you in as soon as possible. Wasn't this issue. In fact, they had somebody taking the blood pressure of everybody in the ER. Are you such and such? Where are you? We need to take your blood pressure. We need to check you. This is before COVID. Before COVID. You hear what I'm saying? And let me give you something else. So before, when me and my mom are in the line, there was a lady in a wheelchair, had one of her legs up. You could tell she's having a hard time. And the nurse says, "Oh, honey, I have to take your money." Yeah, she said, "I have to take your money." I looked at my mom and said, "Did you hear what she said?" She said, "Yeah." She said she had to take her money. And she's like, "You're gonna go to the third floor?" The lady says, "I don't even know if I can make it to the third floor. I don't think I can wheel myself." And the lady looked like she kind of had an attitude, and she, wheeled her to the elevator. What the hell is wrong with you? People are paying money for you to help them. They would not go to the hospital if something was not wrong, okay? They wouldn't go. Let me take a breath. I'm in the bathroom because I don't want my mom to hear me. We got in that car. My mom's like, "Please don't drive fast," because she could tell I was hot. I said, "They want your black dollars, but they don't want to help your black self." Tired of it. I said, when it's time to look at medical for Medicare, so we're switching to Blue Cross. Or switching to somewhere else where you can go and make sure that you can still use your same dialysis clinic. My mother is a dialysis patient. She'll be 74 years old this year. I thank God I left this hospital and I got a PPO, because even if Loma Linda start messing up, that means I can go to somewhere else. I'm speaking to all my black brothers and sisters out here in America. Do not let these, your body, you've been with your body since you came out of the birth canal. Don't let these doctors talk to you crazy. Don't let them treat you like you crazy. And find someone that can be your advocate. Use that word, advocate. So this morning, I didn't want to call yesterday, but this morning, I'm going to get online to member services and explain to them what happened yesterday, because that should never happen. I said, my mother has been paying medical insurance to your corporation for over 40 years. She deserves a little bit of respect and some dignity. I got to get her out of there. And she said, "You're right." She said, "I use them because I was just so used to them, because you can get everything in-house." HMO means health maintenance. It don't have nothing to do with health care or caring about you. It means health maintenance. It's time we start switching up. I had to. I have friends my age that still use this. Start switching up. It takes a little bit of work. Call the local, call a university hospital in your area. Move to a PPO. Call a university medical hospital in your area and ask, say, I want this type of doctor. I need this. I need these type of services. Find out what your rights are. So I wanted to give you the update because I did a video yesterday, and some people could tell that I was a little bit out of sorts, and I did the quick video of what was going on in my shed and putting in the herbs, and I said I gotta go, and because my mind just wasn't there yesterday. But my mom is doing okay. She hasn't had any other issues. um yeah, she's fine. She's doing okay. She's not in any pain or anything. It just was a little incident yesterday. That's why I said it's not an emergency, but I may need to take her in. But I'm just going to say the caucasity. I'm not going to say the audacity, but I'm going to say the caucasity. Okay? The caucasity. I said it. And I know not all white people are like that, but I'm saying these words, the caucasity. To take her black dollars, but treat her like she's scum. The caucasity. That's how I'm feeling today. So I'm gonna get off my venting soapbox. I'm gonna get it together. Go wash some clothes. Get ready for the gardening and flower show. And I want you guys to have a blessed day. Okay? I'm gonna start this day off right. Find peace within yourself and be peaceable with each other. I love you all. Have a beautiful Sunday.